Don't let yourself feel worthless. Often through life, you will really be at your worst when you seem to think best of yourself. And don't worry about losing your personality. As you persist in calling it, at 15, you had the radiance of early morning. At 20, you will begin to have the melancholy brilliance of the moon. And when you are my age, you will give out, as I do, the genial golden warmth of 4 p.m. That's from something called This Side of Paradise. Here's a picture of Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. Francis Scott Key, is that the guy who wrote Oh Say Can You See? Why does that sound familiar? Anyway, I will read the intro about Francis Scott Key to get us in the mood for his novel. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest American writers of the 20th century. He was born September 24th, 1896 in St. Paul, Minnesota, to an upper-middle-class Irish Catholic family. A renowned American author of novels and short stories, Fitzgerald's first piece of writing, a detective story published in the school newspaper, appeared in print in 1909 at the age of 13. But it was only 2 years later, when he was 15 years old and had joined the prestigious Catholic prep school, Newman School in New Jersey, that his talent was seriously encouraged by anyone. Father Sigourney Fay of Newman School was one of the first people to recognize Fitzgerald's incipient talent with the written word. It was he who urged him to pursue his literary ambitions. After graduating from the Newman School in 1913, Fitzgerald decided to stay in New Jersey to continue his artistic development at Princeton University. At Princeton, he firmly dedicated himself to honing his craft as a writer. He wrote for the Princeton Triangle Club, the Nassau Lit, and the Princeton Tiger. His absorption in the Triangle, kind of musical comedy society, led to his submission of a novel to the prestigious publisher, Charles Scribner's Sons, where the editor praised his writing but ultimately rejected the book. In 1917, Fitzgerald dropped out of school to join the U.S. Army. Afraid that he might die in World War I with his literary dreams unfulfilled, he wrote a novel called The Romantic Egotist in the weeks before reporting to duty. Although the publisher, Charles Scribner's Sons, rejected the novel, the reviewer noted its originality and encouraged him to submit one more work in the future. F. Scott Fitzgerald's works formed the epitome writings of the Jazz Age, a term he coined himself. He is considered a member of the lost generation of the 1920s. He finished 4 novels: This Side of Paradise, that's where the quote comes from, The Beautiful and Damned, The Great Gatsby, his most famous, and Tender is the Night in his lifetime. A 5th unfinished novel, The Love of the Last Tycoon, was published posthumously. Fitzgerald also wrote many short stories on themes of youth and promise, along with despair and age. The Great Gatsby has been the basis for numerous films of the same name, spanning nearly 90 years, 1926, 1949, 1974, 2000, and an upcoming 2013 adaptation. Well, this is 2024, so that one's out. I imagine that's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. F. Scott Fitzgerald died due to a heart attack at the age of 44 on December 21st, 1940, in Hollywood, California. he dedicated this book once again to Zelda. And here's a quote from Thomas Park Dinvilliers, or Dinvilliers. Then wear the gold hat, if that will move her. If you can bounce high, bounce for her too, till she cry, lover, gold-hatted, high-bouncing lover, I must have you. Okay. Cute little illustration. And that brings us to chapter 1, which I will continue in the next reading. Thanks for tuning in.